Okay, I think we are live. Hello, everybody. Good morning. If you can see us, just say good morning or something like that in the chat so we know that this is actually working. Let's see. We are in the greenhouse. Looks like we have people from all over the world here. Okay. So it looks like there was a little delay. Can see us. It's working. Okay. Awesome. It looks like there was a little delay. Glad to hear. Can see us. Let me test this. 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 All right, I turned off the microphone. So if you can hear us, again, we're novices at this. I've only done this a couple times, and that was a few years ago. Tell me if this sound is good. So if you can still hear me, say good. Just type in the word good. There's a little delay that I'm having to work with, so no echo. I can hear you. Awesome. Well, this is my beloved wife, Sue, of 38 years. We are in our seasonal vegetable greenhouse right now and are so excited to be back here with everybody. And well, a lot of people have been asking, where have you guys been? What have you guys been doing? So we thought we would get you caught up to date on what's happened in the last several years. I know many of you have been following us since Texas, which has been
5.5 years now.
Well, we've been here for 5.5 years. So started 7-8 years ago on YouTube. Content on this channel has been beneficial to you. As the numbers grow here, we may have an announcement. We have 136 on the call right now. But let's get you caught up on where we've been, what we've been doing, and I want to welcome everybody actually from all over the world. We have people from with each other. It's awesome. Really want this to be a community, and that we can support and strengthen and guide and help each other. So, what has happened in the last 8 years? Well, I started my channel with just doing things that I was doing around the house in Texas to be prepared. The reason why I started the channel is because so many other people had contributed so much on YouTube and that I had learned from, that I thought I might have something to contribute to that community, and wanted to put up some videos. And so started putting up some videos on preparedness, and then we got into gardening and off-grid and solar and just all kinds of things. So as many of you may know, we were in Houston when Hurricane Ike came. Oh, the sun is finally coming out here in Idaho. So we were in Houston when Hurricane Ike came, and we felt that we just wanted to get out of the big city. So we were looking for some place and we went from 278 days of gardening to 78 days of gardening. And so that's what got me interested in learning how to garden year round up here in this cold area. And that's where I started researching geothermal greenhouses. Turn off my phone. And that has worked out really well. I really want to get into the geothermal greenhouses, or just greenhouses in general, how you can actually get a high tunnel built at pretty much zero cost with the cost share program that the government offers. We'll be going into that I don't know if we have time today, but I'd like to do a whole live session on the greenhouses and the difference we have between them and what we've been able to do. Show you the trees, If you saw the other day, I put a post on our first lime tree blossom. So that was pretty exciting to see that, and what we're doing in these two different greenhouses. So we moved up here to Idaho. We are out in the country, but we're by the city. We're just outside the city limits. We've got the hospital close to us. We've got church close to us, and we have Home Depot close to us. Shortly, we'll have Costco close to us. So really, we've got everything that we need here. And
We got kids close to
we
us.
have, I was just going to say, the most important thing is that we've got our daughter, and we've got our son and his wife, and we have 3 granddaughters here. Our daughter was married earlier this year. Was it this year?
December.
December? In
New Zealand.
New Zealand. So we've got a son and daughter-in-law in San Diego, another son in Arizona. So it's great to be up here just a few minutes away from our daughter, and her spouse, and my son and his family. So in that time since we moved up here about 5.5, almost 6 years ago.
6 years in August.
Uh-huh. And so we're going on 6 years in August. We were called to serve up at Brigham Young University in Idaho, in the church there. We're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's why it's LDS Prepper. And we spent 5 years up there serving, and we're just released in November. And during that time, that was pretty time-intensive period of our life. And that's when we were no longer putting videos up on YouTube. And we are glad to be able to have the time, the resources to be back online. And want to find out, from these few years, we have been continuing to do our best to self-improve and to grow and to learn and to be resources for others. My wife has gone through some trainings and some certifications, as well as I have. I guess you want to share a little bit about what you've been doing and kind of introduce people to you. I know I had several people asking us, hey, can Mrs. LDS Prepper do some videos on canning or herbs or, chickens, and what she's been doing? So go ahead.
Yeah, well, when we moved up here to the country, I thought I should start keeping some chickens, because that's kind of a country thing to do. So beans and greens, and have learned a lot about keeping chickens.
So I posted a video, some pictures the other day, and asked people if they could figure out what kind of chickens you have. Almost everybody was correct.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell them what kind of chickens you have, and how many you have, kind of eggs you get, and you just made a little dress for one of them yesterday.
Too many questions all at once.
They're over here. Look at them over here. Okay.
I've got Rhode Island Reds, 1 rooster, 8 hens. They started laying early last fall. I was getting 48 to 52 eggs a week, which is more than the norm for Rhode Island Reds. Now they're more in the normal range of 4 to 5 eggs. What else?
Well, she prepared breakfast for them, and I brought it in so you could see what the chickens have for breakfast. You want to show them what you got here for breakfast and explain to them what you've got here?
So what you can't see, nutrients and herbs. Get the grain wet a little bit, stir it around so it sticks to the grain. And then I've got some fresh greens and some freeze-dried mealworms on top for a little bit of extra protein. So they love it. They're healthy. They produce good eggs.
This is what I'm having for breakfast. Yes, it is an Idaho red potato, and I already had one this morning. Many of you know that I started. My wife and I went to Bali with work last year, and it was our anniversary, so we were able to spend some time there, thanks to Ultimate Freedom, and we were able to enjoy that wonderful country and helping people with their online marketing. And of course, we took lots of pictures, and we were looking at some pictures, and my wife said, "Hey, you kind of got a little pudge going there." So I decided I wanted to get into better health and started researching and found out that really potatoes have all the minerals and protein and nutrients. As far as a whole food, it's probably the best whole food you could eat. So I started just eating potatoes and drinking water just exclusively for 2 weeks, just to see how I felt. That was in June. I think June is when I started doing that last year. Felt great. So I decided to continue that. Not as dramatic, but it had other things along with that. And lost 26 pounds in 6 weeks. Ultimately, lost 31 pounds. And I just really enjoyed the potatoes. I just eat them sort of like a boiled egg. Put them in our instant pot for 6 minutes with a cup of water on high pressure. And then as I want something for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I just get them out of the refrigerator, warm them up, and it's good to go. So very clean varieties of potatoes. Which brings me to the thought that, it looks like we just passed the 200 mark. So we will be making an announcement. We're at 211 right now, 208. So we'll be making an announcement about the gardening videos, the 250 gardening videos that I had up on YouTube. So speaking about potatoes, this year, if you've ever considered about putting a garden in, would probably be the year you would absolutely want to put a garden in. As President Trump says, we are in a war with an invisible enemy, and that invisible enemy, some of those may be show up in the grocery store, as you've seen empty grocery store shelves. Just literally have acres and acres and acres of spoiling food because they can't get it harvested because people are afraid to go to work because they don't want to get sick. So in World War II, people grew victory gardens. And so I would say this is the year to have a victory garden. However you want to grow, but grow your own food. If you control the food, you control the nutrition, you control the availability, you control the variety. So I would encourage you to grow your own food. I like potatoes a lot. It's a very high yield production. If you've seen my videos on oil, got great yields, higher yields than the commercial growers get. And I had no pesticides, no herbicides on those potatoes at all. So this is the year to grow food. Of course, you're going to need good seeds. I have partnered up with several very good vendors. I have a store, ldsprepperstore.com. If you go to ldsprepperstore.com, you'll see a variety of different seed banks that I highly recommend that we own. And it was comforting knowing that we already had thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands probably, of seeds on hand when we got into this lockdown situation here, when we were not able to go shopping, that we could just start our garden. Behind us here, my wife has her seedlings going. We've already got germination coming up. So want to tell us, I'm going to move this, a little weird. I'm going to move this so you can see what she's got growing here and help you get an idea where we are in our growing phase here and healthy and nutrient dense produce on the website. I'm a authorized dealer for Berkey water filters. So you'll get best prices there. You'll get the best prices on the micronutrients. The portable solar generator, the Titan portable solar generator is amazing. If you've ever looked for to get off-grid solar or to have power when you may not be able to get gas or fuel, I would highly recommend the Titan solar generator. That is also on the website at ldsprepperstore.com. But let us show you, and my wife's herb books that she's written. She's written 3 or 4.
4 so far.
4 herb books so far. And we'd like to have a session if you guys are interested on just herbs, and show you her herb garden and how to make some tinctures and lotions and all kinds of things. But let's take a look at what she's got growing here on her seedling table, I guess. And move this here. So hopefully you guys can see. Okay, and just you. So they're seeing both boxes, it looks like.
Okay, we've got several varieties of kale over here. Had some kale and broccoli seeds spill out of my hand, and they've all germinated over here. Good.
Oh, okay.
I think this is broccoli. I think that's broccoli.
Because this is a tomato,
Because this is a tomato row.
and I thought that's not a tomato, but what do I know?
But that's a tomato. That's a tomato. I've got one coming up for, and these last 2 rows are Swiss chard. Looks like I've got some more. Yep, they're coming up. I was getting worried.
So you want to tell people why you've got this and on there and what that is?
So this, when you plant seeds and go to water them, you don't want the force of the water to go in the soil and turn the seeds. That will kill them. So I water through. I put this down. It's just a shelf liner. You can use burlap. You put this down over the seed bed and you water through it, and it just slowly, softly diffuses through the fabric, and you get good germination.
Very good. Back here we have some strawberries. You can see they've already blossomed and have some strawberries on here. These were runners that we took out. They were just for the space that we have. While we've got the laptop moving around here, here's our kale trees. People talk about our kale trees. Yes, kale grows very big. If you water it and fertilize it, these are from last spring, right?
Yeah.
This is actually over 6 feet tall now, and that's pretty normal. That's when we usually take them down, is when they're around 6 feet tall. In the greenhouse have been planting. Some have already been planted. When these kale plants start maturing and she plants them in here, then I will actually remove the soil in here and put in sand and sawdust. She's got, looks like some, we'll be having some salsa here shortly. Looks like we've got some mint over here on the end, 11 balm. She's got her seeding table over here, mixed up her soil. Over here, you've got some other things planted. Let me kind of move things out of the way. Sorry, people. Just trying to show you what's going on here. What do you have going over here?
Green bush beans, green beans.
She's got bush beans.
Seedlings. Well, seeds planted.
Okay. And what variety?
It's Cosmos.
Cosmos. And there's our strawberries over there. You can see we've got the seeding flats over on the shelf, so we can produce lots of seedlings to get our garden growing. Many of you remember that in here I had 4 rows. I mean, I had an 18-inch row here, a 4-foot row here, and an 18-inch row, a box over there. We took out the 4-foot box because it was just too crazy to work with. It was, with the amount of production and reaching around and so forth, it was just too hard to make that happen. Let us get our chairs back so we can sit down here again. You guys have been great in the chat. We just haven't been able to follow you in the chat. And we're assuming that you guys can still see us and hear us. If you can, give me a thumbs up in the chat, or yes, we can hear you and see you. We just been kind of sharing where we are and what's happening right now. I want to let you know that I've had a lot of people ask for all my videos on gardening to be, okay, great, thanks for the thumbs up, to be shared on a DVD that they could purchase, or if there was a group that they could join for $29 a month or something like that, where they would have access to all the videos. And so I've considered all that. And what I have decided to do is to re-release all of the videos right back here on YouTube, open to everybody at no cost. We understand that this isn't the time to be concerned about profits and business. This is the time where we need to come together and help each other. I really, really have dedicated the last many years of my life in teaching people how to grow food as if the life depends on it. This would be the year that that you'd want to grow food. Let's just go there, okay? And so later today, it's going to take me a couple hours to get all the videos back up, but I wanted to give back to you guys and make them available to everybody at no cost, at your leisure. And I want to do that for two reasons. Well, with the hope, with a hope of two things, and that is that it blesses your lives, and that you share them to bless the lives of other people. That you take this information that could be sold to you, but I'm giving to you openly, and that you appreciate the gift that that you're receiving here, and that you share that gift, that we all pay it forward. We will be continue making videos. It was interesting this Christmas. My family gave me video equipment. I didn't ask for it. I didn't know if I was going to be making more videos, but they I don't believe in coincidences either. So I want to thank my children and my wife for the support and interest in the gardens. Everything that's planted in this greenhouse, other than the potatoes, will be planted by her. Oh, what do you have planted over there?
Carrots.
Carrots. Okay. Um, so give me a couple hours. I'll get those videos up for you. Hope you guys appreciate it. Again, for any of the supplies that you need, you can go to my store, ldsprepperstore.com. As an affiliate, I get a commission, making sure that everything is working here. So you'll get great pricing there. It'll help with this channel. I'm not going to do whatever they have those people pay you for
Subscription.
Yeah, subscription things. But anyway, so those videos will be coming up shortly. You may see that I've got a little bit of scruff here, and that's on purpose. And I want to share with you why I'm growing this right now. This is my Corona beard, is what it is. And the reason why I started growing it, well, was because I haven't been socialized. My wife and I learned about the coronavirus in China in January, and we actually started self-isolating in February. So we have decided the best way not to get sick, is not to get exposed. And so,
and not to spread it.
Actually, yes. And so Patreon. Thank you very much, Thomas. That was what it was, Patreon. So we're not doing a Patreon thing. But if you need supplies, if you need off-grid solar, seeds, herb books right now, so those will be going out very quickly. Just get your orders placed, and we'll get that taken care of for you. PayPal works. All orders come through, even though you may not get a confirmation screen on my website. If you get a confirmation screen through PayPal because you used your credit card or you used your PayPal account, and it comes back to my store, and you don't get you get kind of that spinning wheel that never ends, don't worry, the orders come through. So I'm working with PayPal to get that fixed. This is something I just have herbs or vegetables, or have off-grid things that that store is available for you as a resource. But anyway, I'm growing the beard as a reminder that I am truly blessed. I have a wonderful, wonderful spouse, companion for 38 years, and am truly blessed with her by my side. We are equally yoked in really almost everything that we do. We have a great relationship, um, and we have worked on that relationship over the years. We have plenty of income, funds, um, and plenty of food, plenty of toilet paper. And I realize that not everybody's in that situation right now. There were millions of people in the United States yesterday applying for unemployment. I talked to a few people yesterday just in my own private circle that have lost their jobs and were laid off and may not be able to come back. This is to remind me that um, I'm in a unique place and that not everybody can be in that same place. So I will continue growing this. I'm truly blessed with our finances, our food production, our security. I just got a new security system. I'll be probably doing a video on that and why I purchased that particular one. Um, I It was mentioned, many of you know that my wife and I were interviewed for the LA Times recently. They did a great write-up. The reporter was up here for several days with the photographer, and they did a great job in writing up on how we prepare and how that's a lifestyle. Maybe we'll have more videos on that and what we can do during these times. As far as economically, I've been working at home for 21 years with online marketing, working with businesses, teaching people how to make money at home through affiliate marketing. I contacted Overnight Freedom, whose course I took 3 years ago to learn how to do online marketing, digital marketing for affiliate products. So we don't have to have a website, don't have to have a product, don't have to have an email list, and was able to get a back door to the training program. It is not open to the public. If you are interested in learning how to um, have a livelihood online from home, like I've enjoyed for 21 years, I do have a link. I don't know how long the link will be up. It is ldsprepper.com/freedom. And that's a backdoor to the training that I took that I don't have to ship. I don't have to inventory. They're ordered directly from the provider, and I just do the marketing for them. So I also am a mentor for that program, Overnight Freedom. And so I help other people with their online marketing too. So if you're looking for a change or if you're looking for additional income, there is a limited time when that link is available, ldsprepper.com/freedom. Why more people have time on their hands with the self-isolating, that we want to be able to contribute and be part of your lives and help as much as we can. So we've got the videos available coming here later today. I'll have all these links I've mentioned. The ldsprepperstore.com will be below this recording. The link to the Ultimate Freedom backdoor will be listed below this video after it's gone up. Let's see. We've done some other training. You want to tell about some certifications that you've gotten lately?
I mean, over the last 5 years
Yeah,
since we've been here.
sure.
Um, Years ago, when David found the Mittlighter method, I was very big into organic gardening, understood how the soil and the plants work together. And so when he announced he was doing Mittlighter gardening and using sand and sawdust, I was telling all my friends, it ain't gonna work. And when he outproduced me 6-1, I said, okay, so what are you doing? Because it's working better than what I'm doing. And so I've learned over the years how to use the Mittlighter method. I wanted to become a master gardener to figure out what was wrong with my plants. I figured if anybody knew, the master gardeners knew, and they didn't. They didn't know what was going on. And it turned out that what was going on with my plants was that they were hungry and they were showing signs of nutrient deficiency. And the Mittleiter method taught me all about that. So I did that. I became a master herbalist. I had some health issues, so I started looking at alternatives, and process of talking to different friends led me to an herbalist school. I decided to take the course and got my master herbalist certificate. And then my health improved, and I was thinking, okay, so now what do I do? And in talking to people around here, I found that a lot of people are interested in what already grows here, not necessarily wanting to learn about the list of 100 herbs that are kind of universally used by herbalists. They wanted to know what grows here that I can use to support and help my health. And so I started researching, found over 120 plants, a lot of them already growing on our property here, and have been learning about their medicinal values and their herbal actions. And I mean, there's no way anybody can memorize everything about all those herbs on top of the 100 herbs that I had to learn for my master certification. And so I started putting together reference manuals so I would have this information at my fingertips whenever I needed to go back and kind of refresh my memory. And because learning about that many herbs can be overwhelming, I broke it down. Okay, let's just focus on 20 common weeds that are in the backyard and what they're good for nutritionally and medicinally. And then a friend of mine asked me to help her teach a class on first aid herbs. So there was another 20 herbs that could be used for burns and cuts and scrapes. And I started looking in my kitchen cupboards. What about all these herbs and spices that are already sitting in my kitchen? And was just blown away by the medicinal value of those kinds of herbs and spices. So I've got a reference manual on 20 common backyard weeds, 20 first aid herbs, 20 common kitchen herbs and spices, and then I put together a reference manual on how to turn all these wonderful herbs into medicine and lotions and balms and tinctures, of course, how to make pills, how to make what's called the electuaries, which um, how to encourage kids to take these things, because they don't always want to swallow a pill, or you might not want to give them an alcohol-based tincture. So electuaries are a combination of herbs and good things like peanut butter and honey and coconut and chocolate, and just that spoonful of sugar that helps the medicine go down, helps the medicine go down. So all that information is in my fourth reference manual on making remedies. And this last year, I got interested in common, landscaping plants. What are the trees and shrubs and ground covers that have medicinal value? What are the common flowers that we put in our flower beds every year? Do they have medicinal properties? Could they be of value? So that all of that's still under research. I'm putting together those reference manuals, and I've been conducting workshops on and doing plant walks. And a few years ago, somebody asked if I had a website, and I said no, because I just had too much going on. But doing all these plant walks and workshops, well, it's fun to work one-on-one and in small groups with people. I decided that a website would be a good place to put some of this information where people can go on their own schedule instead of my schedule for recognizing these weeds when they start popping up, to know whether to yank them out or to move them to a place where they can be cultivated and grown for their medicinal value. So I'm in the process of creating that website.
It's common for me to have 3 or 4 or 5 groups of people over on a weekly basis here on our property and going through our gardens and going through Sue's herb garden and our greenhouses and so forth. And we just can't do that right now. But we want to still be able to help. And so we've figured that maybe the best way to do that is virtually through the internet. And that's why we were moved to start producing more videos again. So let us know in the comments if you'd like to have some classes, from virtual classes with my wife with herbs and how to make. I got chapstick in my pocket. She's got Grandma Lou's green stuff. Grape or burn. They ask for Grandma Lou's green stuff. She brings them over and they do herb walks and they find out the difference between different trees, and they have their own herb books. So if you like to have some virtual classes with Sue, we would just put them here online also, so that you have access to them. She may have some on her website. I'm not sure what her plans are for that. But if there's anything if you're interested in that, certainly we want to begin, like I mentioned, go more in detail in the geothermal greenhouses.
Next, please.
And actually next Saturday, we'll do this again at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. And we will be about how to build a greenhouse, the different ways of having geothermal, what I found that works, what doesn't work, how to be cost effective. You'll be able to see the oranges on my orange tree. We'll probably have more blossoms on the other citrus trees. I'll put up some some pictures today on my Facebook page, and see if you can figure out what are the varieties of trees that have overwintered and are producing. See if you can figure out. I think there's one tree in there that most people won't get, and it's doing fabulously. It is a tropical tree, and I'm just amazed how well it's doing. I'm looking very, very forward to eating the fruit from that tree. We'll also talk more about being off-grid, what that means, what that's like. We have originally we had a 5.2 kilowatt system. We have now tripled that. That is now a 16 kilowatt system. And well, we had that installed in December, and we're still waiting for parts, supply chain issue. It should have been shipped yesterday, and hopefully we'll get that completed here shortly. And just what our life is like, and how we might be able to be better prepared. This coronavirus is a temporary thing as far as this initial surge goes, but I don't know that life will ever be back to normal, what it was before. So there may be a new norm, and we'll just let you know how we're adjusting to the new norm, and how you may be able to do so in the city, in an apartment, on acreage like we are. We started preparing when we were watching all the reports about people buying toilet paper. We looked in our pantry, and the toilet paper we have there for long-term storage was dated 2016, when nothing was happening and there wasn't a run on toilet paper. But when you just kind of make it part of your life, and it's just part of your lifestyle, that you just put a few things aside, then there isn't hoarding, there isn't panic buying, and there's peace in how you live. When you have money set aside, some extra cans of food instead of buying the latest mobile phone for $2,000 or whatever it is. Or maybe it's better to get a flip phone on a $39 a month plan than a $150 a month plan. Maybe it's better to learn how to be a great chef in the kitchen instead of spending lots of money on eating out. Now it would be drive-through at the moment. So things that we've done over the years to help us be better prepared. And so this event with the coronavirus is just simply an event in our life. It's not an emergency. Um, we have we were just being interviewed for a mini series on preparedness. Uh, can't discuss a lot of that right now, but one of the things that we discussed was being preparedness minded has been part of our lifestyle for a long time. My wife and I, many years ago, when we were working at the same company, both got laid off the same day. And that's definitely an emotional roller coaster when that happens. But because of our lifestyle, we had money set aside. We were able to get, I was able to get another job. When that window closed, another door of opportunity opened, and that was actually a good thing for us. And so, how to have peace in troubled times is certainly possible. So, this is a great time if your faith in God has wavered or kind of been slack. Maybe it's time to bring out the scriptures and spend some time with the extra time we have during the day and building that relationship again and talking to our Father in heaven and receiving the peace that can only come through Christ. So a lot of good can come from this. There may be a reset in people's employment, in the way people do business, and how we treat each other, hopefully for the better, and that we care for each other, that we're just good neighbors, regardless of race or creed or color or um, political alignment or lifestyle alignment. That doesn't make any difference. Good people are always good people, and that's what we have found in our life. So we just want to be part of your lives and to share and help with you. So that's why we're doing this right now. We will be doing this more often. Like I mentioned, I just purchased a security system for the home. We have a lot of cameras around the house. We have a lot of livestock, wildlife that roam around here. We're on a private road, so I like to know what's going on around my environment. So we already have a lot of cameras up, but now we have a security system. I'll share with you as I go through that setup why we purchased that, how you can get it. It's just one that I got on Amazon. Be able to share that with you. And just other things that you would like to have us discuss. So, if you could list in the chat items that you'd like to have us do in videos for you, we'd be glad to do that. I'll be making videos during the week now. I still have my business. I still work with small businesses and helping them grow their businesses. I have a digital media marketing company. And one thing I would like to put out there for all of you who are a small business owner and are trying to figure out how do I navigate this new norm right now or this temporary norm. I am a consultant for business, but what I would like to do is offer 30 minutes of free consulting for you. If you'll just send me an email to david@ldsprepper.com, then I will be glad to get on the phone with you, do a Zoom session, find out where you are in your business, and give you some direction that you can take that hopefully will help you and your business kind of readjust to where you know um, the current situation, and then hopefully grow your business and provide more stability. And so maybe you can grow your business where you have 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months worth of payroll set aside. So if things come out that you will be, a lot of times feel like family members, and you realize that you have a big impact in their lives. So if you like to get some another eyes on what we might be able to do, just send me an email, david@ldsprepper.com, and just put in there business consulting in the subject line. Make sure that you put your phone number in there, and then we'll jump on a Zoom call and see how we can help. No cost, just glad to help, um, and see if we can help each other. Hopefully, if you're more stable and things are better in your life, that you'll be in a position to help others too. We talk about the greatest generation, and that term applies to the people who lived through World War II. And I think mean that we have to do that alone. And it doesn't mean that we can't be a strength to each other. It means that we should be a strength, that we should uh, be more conscious of reaching out and getting to know our neighbors, and to being a support and being optimistic, and spending more time with family members and enjoying that time, because we'll be going back to work, and the kids will be going back to school, and we'll look back and saying, oh wow, I had this period of time where we really could have enjoyed that time as family members in the household, their health. And so we cherish the times when they came over every Thursday, and we go on the ATV rides, and go see the cows, and go feed the horses in the neighborhood, and those kind of things. So uh, take cherish the time that you have now, this extra time you may have with loved ones. I've been trying to decide how is the best way to communicate in a community, whether I should have a Facebook page specifically, or whether I should just answer questions in YouTube. If you guys have any ideas that way, just feel free to put them in the chat, put them in the comments below this video. And if you prefer me opening up a Facebook group where we can talk about preparedness and gardening and off-grid living and solar and herbs and so forth, we can certainly do that. We can obviously we'll be producing these videos, whatever format works best for you. I'm glad to be a resource in any way that we can. So next Saturday, we will be back here at 8 o'clock Mountain Time. I appreciate that some people are up late in the evening in Asia, and early other places in the world, and that you've taken your time to be with us, Sue and me, this morning. She took a call from our son that's in Arizona. Sentence is served. And of course, there is concerns right now with those close living conditions that the coronavirus is spreading in the correctional system. So we wanted to make sure that we always take his calls. We pay for his calls, and he calls about every day. So that's why she stepped out. Make sure he's doing well and that he feels supported and loved. And so anyway, we will continue this, and see how we can be of service. We may do a live Zoom call where people can jump in and we can actually see each other and talk and hear each other. That would be a lot of fun. I do that that's how I work with my business owners around the world, how I teach affiliate marketing around the world with Zoom. It's almost like being in the same room. We'll have the videos up. I'll go finish eating my breakfast here and start working on getting those videos published again. Resources will be down below, ldsprepperstore.com, for any of those items you might need for your gardening or herbs or off-grid living. Water filtration, super, super important. Apologize for delays from the manufacturers, but that's just kind of where we are. If you're able to start working that victory garden, if you need a cut some grass and make some more room, great, let's do that. If you can't do that because you're renting, maybe you just put something on the patio. If you're worried about weeds coming up, you can put it on a concrete patio. That's what Jacob Mintlider did when he was in Japan. Is he, did it on a parking lot. So whether it's on asphalt or concrete or something like that, um, if you can grow some food somewhere, it's going to be delicious. It's going to be amazing. It'll give you something to do as a family. I do recommend if you're getting the children involved, the best thing that I have found is for them to take ownership of a row or a box or a section of a row, and that's just their row. They can grow whatever they want. They can grow flowers, carrots, cucumbers, watermelons, whatever they want, and they will maintain that row so they don't just get sent out to the garden to do the weeding for everybody, and but they have ownership in that. That has worked out great for families. A lot of people are saying no Facebook, no Facebook, no Facebook. All right, so we will not put a Facebook group up. We will continue here on YouTube, and we can do some Zoom calls for sure, and put that up here on to do. So I will get to work on getting the videos up. Look forward to your comments. I'm going to see if I can't copy this live chat here after the call. So you may be seeing me after I get done talking, see if I can copy that, because I think that live chat goes away. And God bless you, and may you bless the lives of others. This is LDS Prepper saying, if ye are prepared, ye shall not fear. We'll see you next week live, and we'll be putting some videos out during the week. And keep in touch, keep in tune. Thanks a lot. So I'm now going to see if I can copy any of these. Oh, it looks like I may be able to copy some.
Is it over?
Well, I'm still live. If you want to come around and say goodbye, that'd be great. Let's see, I'm trying to get this paste. Hopefully we get some comments here.
I saw a lot of comments. I didn't see too many questions.
Yeah.
A lot of questions on what's the website.
Oh, okay. But anyway, I will work on saving these. If you want to say goodbye, sweetheart.
Till next week.
All right. Guys, take care. Talk to you later.